lights, okay?
Well, if it's dark now, I'm not sitting.
Donnie and I'm not going to hurt you.
Well, I'm scared of y'all.
That's down here.
Stepping on different color chair.
That's too, I need to see some stuff here. A little bit light over here.
Back on. Okay.
I need to reach up here at the front, a little more light on the front. If you
Take it away. If you kept expecting to see a movie, this is your first, I guess, 3D movie tonight. See live action up here. But it's so good to see you. Good to be back home in the U.S. of A. I came back from South Korea 4 nights ago. My body clock is still about Hawaii at this point. I've been waking up at 3, 4 in the morning. Today I woke up at 5 a.m., so I'm almost normal. It takes a while to get back ready to be. But good to see you. We had a great meal together. Who planned that, by the way? Was it Bobby or Sandy? Or...
Bobby, yeah.
Yeah. More time for the back row, too. Great. I think we got together 2 years back. Thank you for shifting your schedule because of me. That was too polite, too kind. Americans are very kind people to shift schedules to meet my demanding schedule. But the semester went well in Korea. Had a wonderful time. I'm learning more of the language. I will maybe try one Korean song later to share with you in a few minutes. We've approached the Christmas season hoping to have a good one. I think Christmas seasons go well because of Christmases past, those older memories of Christmases before us. We think about maybe special gifts, special places, special people that are with us at those times, and those memories of Christmas kind of give us maybe a better experience of this Christmas. I wanted to begin with this opening song. So we're expecting a good Christmas this year because of Christmases past that were good also. Try to remember the kind of September when life was slow and oh so mellow. Try to remember the kind of September when grass was green and grain was yellow. Try to remember the kind of September when you were a tender and callow fellow. Try to remember, and if you remember, then follow, follow. Try to remember when life was so tender, when no one wept except the willow. Try to remember when life was so tender, when dreams were kept beside your pillow. Try to remember when life was so tender, when love was an ember about to billow. Try to remember, and if you remember, then follow, follow. Deep in December, it's nice to remember, although you know the snow will follow. Deep in December, it's nice to remember, without a hurt, a heart is hollow. Deep in December, it's nice to remember the fire of September that made us mellow. Deep in December, our hearts will remember and will follow, follow. suppose that Christmas means the most for the children. That's how we all kind of began our lives, being as kids, one time or another. And for kids, Christmas is always comes too slow. For us, it's too fast. We did this last week, right? Feels like to us. But Christmas comes too slow for children. They don't want to go to bed the night before. We go to bed, we'll still come. If you go to sleep, you can't sleep. And so we keep saying, you go to bed quickly. And this song is kind of putting the kids to sleep. Kind of a baby boy nighttime lullaby song. I hope. Little toy trains, little toy tracks, little toy drums coming from a sack, carried by a man dressed in white and red. Little boy, don't you think it's time you were in bed? Close your eyes, listen to the skies. All is calm, all is well, so you'll hear Kris Kringle and the jingle bells. Bring little toy trains, little toy tracks, little toy drums coming from a sack, carried by a man dressed in white and red. Little boy, don't you think it's time you were in bed? So close your eyes, listen to the skies. All is calm, all is well, so you'll hear Kris Kringle and the jingle bells. Bring little toy trains and little toy tracks, little toy drums coming from a sack, carried by a man dressed in white and red. Little boy, don't you think it's time you were in bed? Little boy, don't you think it's time you were in bed? Get to bed. Speaking of those small people, we call them back where I grew up youngins, little kids, what they call here, young people, rugrats, all kinds of nice names. What's the word here for those small people? Chillin', youngins, little ones. There was a little 4-year-old boy, 4 years old, was asked to say the Christmas thanks before the Christmas dinner. And so the family kind of sat in expectation as the little boy began to say his prayer. Dear God, thank you. Listen to his friends' names one by one. Thank you for Billy, Bobby, Joey, Sue. And begin to list the relatives. Thank you for Grandma, Grandpa, were there around the table. Aunts, uncles, cousins, name by name. Again, thank God for the food. Thank you for the turkey. Thank you for the dressing. Thank you for the cranberry sauce. Even for the Cool Whip. And then it got quiet. People waited. And finally, the little boy said, Mom, do you think if I say thank you for the broccoli, you know I'm lying? Too honest sometimes, aren't they? We do want to remember, I'm talking about remembering Christmases past, but we sometimes forget those around us. Sometimes those who are, I think, mentioned by Rick, other people that don't have as much as we do without the blessings we have. And this song talks about remembering those that maybe we overlook as we go down the street, those who call out for us for help. Maybe it's good to slow down, stop, and offer a hand sometimes. Pretty paper, pretty ribbons of blue. Wrap your presents to your darling from you. Pretty pencil to write I love you. Pretty paper, pretty ribbons of blue. Crowded streets, busy feet, hustle by him. Downtown shoppers, Christmas is nigh. There he sits, all alone on the sidewalk. He's hoping you won't pass him by. Should you stop? Better not, one's too busy. In a hurry, my how time does fly. And in the distance, the ringing of laughter. And in the midst of the laughter, he cries, pretty paper. presents to you, darling, from you. Pretty pencil to write I love you. Pretty paper, pretty ribbons of blue. Pretty paper, pretty ribbons of blue. Wrap your presents to you, darling, from you. Pretty pencil to write I love you. Pretty paper, pretty ribbons of blue. I bought my mom this year's a special gift. Decided to buy my mom some very special, pretty gift wrap paper for Christmas. So I took the gift wrap paper to the gift wrapping section at Sears and said, please wrap this in different paper so she'll know when to stop unwrapping it. It'll come to you at 2 in the morning. So she'll know when to stop unwrapping the gift paper. Okay. That last song kind of leans more towards country. And in my family we have a person who also, part of his, he likes some country music, right? Half talking to my son over here. You can say yes too. My son likes at least one song, which is this song right here. So this is your time to come help me out, my offspring. Brandon Kindu. I tried to find some country Christmas song I could play. I could not find it, although there's many that are out there, but I kind of rewrote an old song that I could play with new words. So if you like the old song better, sorry. But I do apologize. I think it was to Mama Maybelle Carter that first got the song underway. But I rewrote it this past fall in Korea. Give it a new song. If you like this song better, maybe tell me. If you don't, say nothing. This is a country Christmas song. And we were in 2.5 hours ago. That's right. Not bad? Okay. Start off slow. I wanna have a country Christmas like the ones we had back home. When you have a country Christmas, then no one feels alone. Do you remember when you were younger, how you couldn't wait all night for the dawning of the morning would bring your heart's delight? I want to have a country Christmas like the ones we had back home. 'Cause when you have that country Christmas, then no one feels alone. Take it, Brandon. And my mama cooked all day long while my dad set up the tree. And the snow, it kept on falling just for my brothers and me. So let's have a country Christmas like the ones we had back home. When you have a country Christmas, then no one feels alone. visitors from Arkansas. I'm sorry. Anyway, I want to read this next piece. I think I read it last year also. It's the Arkansas Christmas. I didn't write it, so you can't blame me for the words, but the words are just say a lot about where we're from, I guess. I want to read this in my best southern accent. I'm not sure what state this is, but someplace in the south, so I'll give it a try. Which was the night before Christmas, and all through the shack, not a thing was a-moving, from the front to the back. The kids were in bed. We had 9 at the time. The wife and her curlers was looking real fine. A cold wind was blowing, up the holler it moaned. All 10 dogs on the porch howled and groaned. The boys were all dreaming of weapons and guns. For killing God's creatures, there's no better fun. The girls in their feminine dreams were attuned, getting those gallons of Walmart perfume. The wife wanted jewelry, like rings with big rocks. That is when my Chevy got down from those blocks. Then out in the yard, such a noise did commence, like something was caught in our new barbed wire fence. I ran to the window and saw pretty quick that man making that racket was good old St. Nick. You may think of Santa in your own mind's eye, dressed in a red and white suit, but I've got a surprise. That old boy's an Arkie from up near Mount Gaylord. He married his cousin. They live in a trailer. On Christmas, of course, a sleigh for his rig. He hooks the thing up to a razorback pig. He climbed up on the roof with his bag full of goodies. He backed down the fireplace, all dirty and sooty. Fat legs in his breeches, chubby hands in his mittens. I must admit, from the back, he looks a lot like Bill Clinton. He turned toward the tree, his eyes all aglow. He was an Arkansas boy, from his head to his toe. His neck was a red one. His shirt said light beer. He had no red cap on, but his cap read John Deere. He left all the presents with an air of delight. It was back to the chimney and into the night. He ran into the yard, threw his bag in the sleigh, and he yelled at the dogs, "Get out of my way!" I ran out to ask him why he brought such good cheer, but instead he just asked me, "You get you a deer?" Then I heard him exclaim as those pigs took to flight, "Merry Christmas to all, I need a Bud Light." Who here is afraid of Santa Claus? Who here is afraid of Santa Claus? Anybody afraid of Santa Claus? If you're afraid, you've got a special condition called claustrophobia. That can be fixed if you get that checked out. Claustrophobia. Somehow our Christmas memories change through the years. We had the bad times, they become worse times, terrible times. We tell the stories over and over again. We were so poor. We had a tree, we couldn't afford any decoration on the tree. We couldn't afford to buy tinsel. Just had to wait till Grandpa sneezed. So, I need some help here quickly. My dear wife, Vicki, come help me out. My beautiful, lovely dear wife, please help me out. Sing a song. Sing a song. That was my worst joke of the evening, so it's uphill from here on out. Ready? You ready? Beautiful star of Bethlehem, shining afar through shadows dim, giving the light to those who long have gone, guiding the wise men on their way unto the place where Jesus lay. Beautiful star of Bethlehem, shine on. Beautiful star of Bethlehem. until the glory's dawn. Give us a light to light our way unto the land of perfect day. Beautiful Star of Bethlehem, shine on. Oh, beautiful star, the hope, the rest, Father, redeem the good and blessed. Yonder in glory when the crown is won. Jesus is now the star divine, brighter and brighter he will shine. Beautiful Star of Bethlehem, shine on. Oh, beautiful star of Bethlehem, shine upon us until the glory dawn. Give us a light to light the way unto the land of perfect day. Beautiful Star of Bethlehem, shine on. Beautiful Star of Bethlehem, shine upon us until the glory's gone. Give us a light to light the way unto the land of perfect day. Beautiful Star of Bethlehem, shine on, shine on. Good job. My son has helped. My wife has helped. I need 3 more volunteers to help on this song. Easy, no singing involved. I've already twisted Kathy's arm one time. Kathy Gray is our first volunteer. Kathy, to the front. Hey, I need 2 more willing, able, or maybe willing volunteers. You're pointing that way for some reason. Jim is pointing to you. You know he's pointing at you. Okay, yay! 2 down. 1 more volunteer. Easy, no singing involved, no dancing involved. Whenever a Korean hears this song, there's always tears come to their eyes. It's the most famous traditional folk song in Korea. Every Korean loves it, sings it, will never forget it. But the words are strange if you translate the words. Because Arirang is a mountain. These 2 lovers say goodbye on the mountain. They've had a quarrel about something, they're upset, they're mad. And so as one marches off, leaves one on top of the mountain by himself, he calls out, may your feet hurt within 2 miles. That's the first verse. Close translation. Okay. It sounds like something like this. Back to Christmas. but there's one word she doesn't like to do, which is called practice. So actually, I would do more myself. I ran out of practice. It's called no more than 2 songs on that. We do learn a lot from the past. Learn what is bad from the past, what things are good. But the past, I'm a history professor, so I love the past to teach us a lot. I guess it was back in 1897. The little girl was upset because her friend said, "There's no Santa Claus." And she was kind of upset with that and told her dad about that. Her dad said, "Find out the real answer." So she wrote this letter. "Dear editor, I am 8 years old. Some of my little friends say there's no Santa Claus. Papa says, if you see it in the New York Sun, it's so. Please tell me the truth. Is there a Santa Claus? Virginia O'Hanlon, West 95th Street." The answer still moves me a century or so later. "Virginia, your little friends are wrong. They've been affected by the skepticism of a skeptical age. They do not believe except they see. They think that nothing can be which is not comprehensible by their little minds. All minds, Virginia, whether they be men's or children's, are little. In this great universe of ours, man is a mere insect, an ant in his intellect, as compared with the boundless world about him, as measured by the intelligence capable of grasping the whole of truth and knowledge. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. He exists as certainly as love and generosity and devotion exist. And you know that they abound and give to your life its highest beauty and joy. Alas, how dreary would be the world if there were no Santa Claus. It would be as dreary as if there were no Virginias. There would be no childlike faith then, no poetry, no romance to make tolerable this existence. We should have no enjoyment except in some sense and sight. The eternal light with which childhood fills the void in the world would be extinguished. Not believe in Santa Claus? You might as well not believe in fairies. You might get your papa to hire men to watch all the chimneys on Christmas Eve to catch Santa Claus. But even if you did not see Santa Claus coming down, what would that prove? Nobody sees Santa Claus, but that is no sign that there is no Santa Claus. The most real things in the world are those that neither children nor men can see. Did you ever see fairies dancing on the lawn? Of course not, but that's no proof that they are not there. Nobody can conceive or imagine all the wonders there are unseen and unseeable in the world. You tear apart the baby's rattle and see what makes the noise inside, but there is a veil covering the unseen world, which not the strongest men, or even the united strength of all the strongest men that ever lived, could tear apart. Only faith, fancy, poetry, love, romance can push aside that curtain and view and picture the supernal beauty and glory beyond. Is it all real? Yes, Virginia. In all this world, there's nothing else real and abiding. No Santa Claus. Thank God he lives. He lives forever. 1,000 years from now, Virginia, nay, 10 times 10,000 years from now, he will continue to make glad the heart of childhood. Of course, we experienced tonight because of that first, most important child, the baby Jesus. And we don't know whether it was December. I suspect maybe March was a better time to have shepherds out watching their flocks in the evening. But still, it's a time we kind of think back about why we're here tonight, why we as Christians believe what we do. We always ask, who is that person really? That's the continual question through Mark's gospel. Who was that man? And the song asks, who was that baby? What child is this who lay to rest on Mary's lap asleeping? Whom while shepherds watch are keeping. This is Christ the King, whom shepherds guard and angels sing. Haste, haste to bring him, Lord, the babe, the Son of Mary. So bring him incense, gold, and myrrh, for peasant king to own him. The King of kings salvation brings, let loving hearts enthrone him. Raise, raise your song on high, the Virgin sings her lullaby. Joy, joy, for Christ is born, the babe, the Son of Mary. Raise, raise your song on high, the Virgin sings her lullaby. And joy, joy, for Christ is born, the babe, the Son of Mary. The babe, the Son of Mary. The song, of course, answered the question that the child is, of course, Jesus, who gives us purpose in life. But you always wonder what Mary knew as the baby laid in that manger, smelly, dirty place that evening. She could have imagined what lay ahead for her life, the next 20, 30 years of existence. Luke says she kept these thoughts treasured in her heart a long time. The thoughts of who he was, his mission, thoughts of trying to raise this boy in her house. What did she really understand about him? What did she really know? This is a picnic step this way. Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water? And Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? And this child that you've delivered will soon deliver you. Mary, did you know that your baby boy will give sight to a blind man? And Mary, did you know that your baby boy will calm a storm with his hand? Did you know that your baby boy has walked where angels trod? And when you kiss your little baby, you kiss the face of God. Mary, did you know? Mary, Mary, Mary. The blind will see, the deaf will hear, the dead will live again. The lame will leap, the dumb will speak, praises of the Lamb. Mary, did you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will one day rule the nations? And did you know that your baby boy is heaven's perfect lamb? And the sleeping child you're holding is the great I guess I should make this commercial announcement. I don't always make commercials, but we are making this into a CD, which will be available, I think, maybe in 3 weeks or maybe 1 month. And Vicki has the order forms to order the CD of all the songs we sung tonight, my songs, my son's song, my wife's song, and the CD, which will help the Kinder Mission Fund help us stay alive as I'm in Korea. The CD will cost $10, which is, I think, cheap for quality stuff, right? Family laughs first about this, but Vicki has the forms. If you want to buy one, it's okay, or if not, that's okay too. It's for $10, it will help the Korean Fund at some point. We'll get those to you within a month's time, so see Vicki, order those at some point. Well, Christmas is a time of memories, looking back, also looking ahead too. Even though it's December, we've not had snow yet. I hope it comes soon, right? I'm from the north, I love snow. Deep in December, it's nice to remember, although you know the snow will follow. Deep in December, our hearts will remember, without a hurt, a heart is hollow. Deep in December, it's nice to remember the fire of September that made us mellow. Deep in December, our hearts will remember and will follow, we'll follow. Thank you. Stop and sing with you a couple of songs. Is that okay to sing together? A few songs and some the spirit to sing. Well, the Church of Christ folks sing all the time, but we do sing maybe extra hours around this time of the year too. So, off the top of my head, all kinds of songs come to mind. Even Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer had a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw it, you would even say it glowed. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join any reindeer game. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved him, and he shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. The church has the amen corner. This is the ho-ho corner over here, not the amen crowd. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. Bobby, it's been a great evening. I'm kind of getting worn out, but let's maybe sing one more song together. We wish each other Merry Christmas. Any last announcements from anybody about what's next, what to do, or what?
Do we make a check out to you, Don, for the CD? Do we make a check out to you?
No, make that out to me.
Yeah. Just make sure Kinder's spelled correctly. It does go to the same bank after a while. So.
After a while.
Good question, I tell my students in class. Very good question.
We are really grateful for your coming and
My great pleasure. Great time for me too. Do it again some other time, maybe. No more announcements? This is not church, I guess it's okay to have no announcements. Let's try this one. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings to you wherever you are. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Now bring us some figgy pudding. Now bring us some figgy pudding. Now bring us some figgy pudding and bring it right here. Now bring me some chocolate pie. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Can you close with a prayer for us? Maybe this evening?
Dear God, we thank you for this time together this evening, for Don and Vicki and Brandon's talents which they've shared with us, and the way which they've helped us to be a part of Christmas's past and present. Think about the wonders of the coming of your Son. And we thank you for the great gift of Jesus and the impact he's had upon the whole world. And that you love the world so that you gave your Son. Thank you for the fellowship of this group. Thank you for Bobby and Sandy and for their provisions and arrangements for us tonight. Thank you for Rick and Judy who worked diligently with this group and all who serve in this group and all the rest of us who are able to join in wonderful fellowship and be. Thank you so much for this time together. We pray your blessings upon each of us, upon our families as we serve you each day. Thank you for loving us. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank all of you for coming.
One last thing to say about this time of the year, one last announcement. Christmas is just a strange time of the year. It's just so weird. When else during the year would you spend in front of a dead tree in your living room eating candy and snacks out of your socks?
You are visiting with you.
I thought that was just no lower. I thought that's you. I said,